This is the Chrissy Swan Show.
Today feels like Christmas Eve when I was 5 and I knew that Santa was going to give me a fuzzy pumper barbershop the next day. Because my queen and saviour, Taylor Swift, is in my city. She is in my country.
I was so happy today, Swanee, when I woke up. Full disclosure, we're here in Melbourne. We broadcast from Melbourne. It was so exciting waking up to a beautiful morning, not a cloud in the sky, and I thought, I hope T Swift is waking up in that Crown Villa and looking over this beautiful
I
city.
thought the same thing.
How funny.
I thought, good on you for not being cold and miserable and showing off. You know, last night I've got a lot on my plate at the moment, and so I'm up a bit at night. I wake every 2 hours or so. And at 1 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and I rolled over, I looked at the Fitbit, said 1:03. And I looked out my window, across the moon, and I sang this song to myself.
And when the night wind starts to sing a
Lonesome lullaby. Everybody!
it helps to think we're sleeping.
Underneath the same big sky. Yes. Taylor Swift and I were under the same big sky last night and I couldn't be happier.
Now, Swanee, we said yesterday on air that she landed in Essendon, but she actually landed at Tullamarine Airport in Melbourne.
Just after midnight.
And I think it's because her plane is so elite and big, it just wouldn't fit
Good girl.
on the Essendon
I thought
runway.
I thought she might just touch down in Chapel Street, but no.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Full disclosure, I'm crazy today. I'm so excited.
I'm here for it.
I've got my official Taylor merch on.
Is that a new one? I've not seen that.
I was given it for my birthday last year from Scott,
Great.
the music guy here.
Yeah.
And I don't love this, but I'm wearing it anyway. I digress. One of the greatest things about having children is that they keep you in check. And I really love that because I love learning off people from different age groups.
Yeah.
It's very dull to only talk to the same age group. Like you and I are great friends.
Absolutely
and you're,
agree.
much, much younger than me. So that's one of the things that, I love in my life. Like my friend Abby, very young, very groovy. I'm mentioning her because I know that she's listening right now.
Hey, Abby.
Hey, Abby. My kids are 15, 12 and 10 and they've grown up in a different time to me. I'm a very forward-thinking person,
Yes.
right? And it hasn't taken much for me to get my head around pronouns or different sexualities or anything like that.
Yeah, you've adjusted quite easily.
Yeah.
Some your age haven't.
A lot of people my age haven't. And, I still make mistakes. I still...
Oh, totally.
Accidentally refer to Sam Smith as he and then quickly correct it.
The thing is, your intent is right, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's all that matters.
And my respect is right. 13, 24, 10, am I the racist? Because if you've got smaller kids, primary school or early high school, you will be accused of being a racist. That is a given.
Really?
Yes.
Right.
And most of the time I say, no, that's not racist, right? Because I know deep in my soul I am not racist.
Exactly. Is this coming from the teachers or other students? Like, are they picking up on what is racist and what's not?
I think it's coming from the way the world is now
Yeah, okay.
and inclusion, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful that we're having these conversations. But is this racist? Because I've had a little argument with my 10-year-old about it.
Ooh.
I ordered some stuff the other day from Baker's Delight
Yes.
because they are now on Uber Eats and sweet baby Jesus, thank God for that. The driver that was bringing it to me, a big notification comes up saying, Kaka is en route with your order. K-A-K-A.
I know where this is going.
And I screenshot that and sent it to my kids. We've got a little group text. And I just sent it to my kids with the laughing emoji face. Because Kaka is our word for poo.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's also, is it Italian for poo?
Maybe it's
Tom, is Kaka Italian for poo?
Kaka. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So I sent it to them because it's our word for poo, and there it was, in a
Screenshot.
In a screenshot. In the Uber driver's name was Kaka. Anyway, my daughter texted back and said that's racist, and I said I don't think it is.
Peg, chill out, babe.
Is it racist, though? She really mounted a strong argument.
Do you know where I think it gets lost in translation? Because it's via text and there is a screenshot and maybe an image of that person.
And I'm laughing at the name. I get what she means. It does seem mean-spirited, but I'm only laughing because we use that word for poo-poo.
Correct. I think Peg's been a little woke there. Like, she knows that your intent is good and that it is because you guys use that word. Had you been together in person, I don't think she would have labelled you as racist.
I think she would have.
Really?
Oh, yeah, she's very quick. She's on it.
Maybe she's just wanting to sass you.
Ali is on the line. Hi, Ali.
Hi, how are you?
Is it racist to send a screenshot of someone's name, Kaka, to my kids?
I mean, I wouldn't say so in the sense that just because of a name, like it could be your heritage of a name and it doesn't mean you're going to find it racist just because you might find it funny, or your kids who are young and obviously just will find just about any word funny in a certain setting.
It's deeply juvenile. I'll accept that. Like, hands up, your mother shouldn't be laughing at Kaka. I get that.
Caroline, do you think Peg is correct in labelling Chrissy racist?
I don't think so, because it was a joke, and I can't see Chrissy as racist, but I think it's used very loosely today. You can't do anything that's not considered racist.
Do you get that from your kids?
I get it all the time. I'll be at the shops and I'd say, there's 2 trolleys, one's clean, one's got a mark on it, black mark. And I said, that's got some stuff on it. It was like, Mum, that's racist.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And I'm like, that's not the word you use.
No.
I get it all the time.
You are, I mean, that, if anything, that's trolleyist.
Yeah.
All right? Georgia, is it racist or not? I feel like it might be because I'm mocking an international name. I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think it is.
I trust the jury of the Chrissy Swan show, and we've gone through 3 different callers, Swan. You are not racist. It's also an international word for poo, or an Italian word for poo.
But is it okay to laugh at that? I feel like it's not.
It is.
Okay, all right.
The Catholic guilt that you have creeps up in these scenarios.
I just want to be a good person all the time.
I know.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Looking for a gift for the person who has everything? A Priceline gift card is perfect for every occasion, giving your friend or loved one access to their favourite beauty, health and wellness brands.
Shop in store or online now at Priceline Pharmacy.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
We're going to talk about places you were conceived because Kourtney Kardashian has posted a photograph of she did, in a little bikini a while ago. She's since had a baby. And her husband has commented underneath it going, "We conceived Rocky that weekend."
We made baby Rocky.
We made baby Rocky in Utah, which surprises me that Utah isn't in his name.
Yeah.
Like, that's a very them thing to do. Rocky, Utah, Barker.
Nickname Rub. Hello.
Uh-oh.
It's probably a bit weird.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why they didn't do it.
Maybe that is why.
13 24 10, if the place that you were conceived, first of all, do you know where you were conceived? And if you do, call us up. Give us your name with the place you were conceived as the middle name.
Do you know where you were conceived, Swan?
Hello, my name is Chrissy Singapore Swan.
Oh, she.
Yeah. My dad was in the army, and my family, before I was born, were living in Singapore and moved home. And a few months later, I came along.
Hello. My name is Jack Dolby Charles.
What, the little outback town in Queensland?
Yeah. Mum and Dad were moving up to Harvey Bay in Queensland.
Oh, Jack, that is deeply off-brand
So
for you.
off-brand. You know I don't talk about that part of my life because it was very short. They realised it was awful and moved back to Melbourne. And they had me on the way up in a little motel in Dolby.
Dalby. Dolby.
Yes. Shout out to any listeners in Dolby.
I've been to Dolby. I can't believe you were ever there.
know.
Even as like a sperm and egg. Like, I just can't. Have you been back?
I mean, the same sheets are probably still there, mate. It's Dolby.
Have you been back?
Absolutely not.
Look how disgusted you are.
You know how upset I was that I had to go back to Harvey Bay over the summer holidays.
I know. It's a lovely place, Harvey Bay.
God's waiting room.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
We're talking about where you were conceived. Is it the sort of conversation that you have with all parents? Because I'm open. I love a conversation like that.
Yeah, I feel like not all parents would openly discuss it.
How did it come up that you were conceived in a motel by the side of the highway in Dalby in Queensland?
Because I think it was one of those things when I'd heard the word conceived
Yeah.
in primary school. So I went home to mum and dad and said, hey, what does this word conceived mean? And then I'd imagine once they told me the definition, I'm asking questions about my
I hope the question that you
origin.
asked was, in the place that I was conceived, was there a little door where the toast and the tea came in the morning? Because that's very important to know in motels. Leo's middle name would be Warrnambool.
Oh, in the bull.
And mine is Singapore, which sounds very exotic, doesn't it?
And if Rocky Barker used his birth, how do you say the word?
Conceived place?
It would be-
Conceptual place?
Conceptual place. Rocky Utah Barker, which is actually a sick name.
It's very cool. Utah's good. Blink-182 are in Sydney at the moment. It's just this place is crawling with superstars.
I'm surprised how many people I've seen on Instagram going to their shows.
I know.
I didn't realise they had so many fans.
Carry me home. I would go. I would go to that show.
Really?
Yeah, just to hear that voice
To hear that one song, though?
No, there's a few. I can't
Okay.
think of a single one, but there are a few. This is how we're going to play this game. 13 24 10. Give us a call and put your place of conception as your middle name.
I love it.
So I'll go first. Chrissy Singapore Swan. Bridget, who would you be?
Bridget Paris Ambrosine.
Oh, Ambrosine. You are more than Paris. Are you French, Bridget?
I am. I'm French Mauritian.
And you
My mum's from Belgium in Brussels. Blonde hair, blue-eyed, fair skin.
And you
my
were
father came from Mauritius. Sorry.
and you were conceived in Paris. God, you've got to be happy with that.
Yeah, totally. And back in the day, Mum came home with these tops that said "Made in Paris."
Oh,
Remember the luminous colours?
yes.
They were big fad bags. Yeah, because she said you were made in Paris. You weren't made in Australia.
Oh, she
And
sounds
I was
like
born in Australia.
She sounds like a saucy devil giving you all that information. Bridget, you're off to see the movies. We're going to give you a couple of passes to go see Argyle the movie. Sarah, what is what would your middle name be?
Okay, mine's probably not as cool as Paris, but Surrey Sarah Smith, as opposed to Surrey Hills.
Oh.
Sarah and That's what I could come up with to compete with Paris.
Surrey Hills. Have you been past the house where you began life?
I only found out yesterday, so I was very excited about this topic today. I'm 48, and I only learned in my late 30s that I was conceived New Year's Eve. Last birthday is 30th September. And yesterday I found out that I was conceived in a share house when all the family came into the country that they're documenting now for us.
Oh.
And it only happened yesterday. And I said, wait, hold on, you were all living together? And they said, yeah, we were all living together. We were young and we were new to the country and we were all living together.
Oh, that
and
sounds
my parents are still friends with them.
gorgeous. And on New Year's Eve.
I love it. A double pass to Argyle, which is in cinemas now for you, Sarah. Let's go to Tanya.
It's not me, it's my son. His name would be Alexander Boston.
Oh, my God. That is cool.
It's a cool name, isn't it?
Did you ever consider doing that?
No, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, but his middle name is after his great-grandfather. So,
Ugh, you could have added in a Boston,
Yeah.
surely.
And also AB as a nickname, sick. I love that.
Yes, that's a good one. Boston. I want to know, there's so many stories here. I want to know what were you doing in Boston? I've got to ask before you go, Tanya.
visiting my sister-in-law who lives there.
There you go. It was not as interesting as I thought.
Priceline Pharmacy voucher for you, Tanya.
Anna, what would your middle name be if it was the place you were conceived in?
It would be Anna Disneyland, but technically Anna Pirates of the Caribbean boat ride.
What?
You're joking.
Yes, and I've been like, my whole life, I've been waiting for someone to ask me this question.
Today's your lucky day.
Yes. I honestly thought my parents made this up, but then when I finally went on that ride myself as an adult, I was like, oh, there's actually lots of places on this boat ride where things can get going.
There are, and it's quite romantic because it's all dark and there's all the glittery lights of the Blue Bayou restaurant.
Yeah, and there's lots of dark corners, and there's apparently no seatbelts back then or now. So,
Anna, my God, Frontierland for you.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Let's go click in.
Chrissy's clickbait.
I mean, it doesn't matter who you are not getting into the Manly Skiff Club without some ID. So the Skiff Club is an absolute institution, right? But it's got the same rules as like the surf clubs on the Gold Coast and, you know, everywhere. And RSLs, right? You know how you've got to check in.
You must.
You must. And, you know, if you're a local, you can get memberships and whatever. But if you're a one-time user, you've got to log all your details there or you're not allowed in.
Yes.
Pink turned up at the Manly Skiff Club because they've got a absolutely wicked steak night.
Yum.
And she'd booked, well, I don't think she'd booked, but somebody had booked and paid a deposit, but she didn't have any ID on her because her face is her ID.
And what?
I mean, how many times do you think people as famous as Pink would have been asked for their ID in the last 20 years? Never.
Never. Not a lot, at least.
Nah, well, at the Manly Skiff Club, you've got to have your ID or you're not allowed in, and she was turned away.
Are you kidding? You tell me Pink couldn't raise her glass? I'm sorry.
She said, listen, I'm wrong in all the right ways. You've got to let me in.
Like, in this country of all countries she travels to, she should be able to just walk in. Like,
yes.
This town is obsessed with her.
I mean, she should have an Australian passport, is the fact.
She really should.
But no, she dined elsewhere that evening. And also in Manly this week, Courtney Kardashian. I get them mixed up. She's so dull. Courtney Kardashian was going to have a surfing lesson at Manly. But the conditions were too choppy, so it was cancelled. So she was turned away as well.
I mean, she was probably wrapped. I have noticed whilst her and Travis have been here, they're shooting her show. They're shooting the show. So production must be just trying to find so many different activities for them to do.
Stuff to do.
So they'll be like, Courtney, today we're surfing. I bet it wasn't choppy. I bet Courtney was just like, no, we're not.
I don't want to do it.
She just wants to be in the hotel room with Trav.
Hey, here's a tip for the producers of the new Kourtney Kardashian show. If you're going to go and have a steak at the Manly Skiff Club, take some ID.
Yes.
Now, the Graham Norton show is a juggernaut, and I do love it when there's sort of secret, unidentified notes from producers or people on set. Generally, it's not very good news, i.e. Ellen DeGeneres. But this one is interesting. One of the producers has gone on the record, but anonymous, saying that a very big name was appearing on the Graham Norton show and needed a second dressing room, which apparently is de rigueur for these very famous guests.
Yeah.
One for the guest and one for maybe other people or an entourage. No, this guest needed a separate dressing room for their phone.
For their phone?
Now, I love my phone probably more than the next person, but it doesn't need its own...
No.
It needs its own bum bag. But it doesn't need its own dressing room.
Doesn't even need that. Maybe they're paranoid of it being tapped or something. That's so weird, though. Why would you need a separate dressing room?
It's so weird. Maybe they just don't trust themselves to be off it.
Yeah, right.
So it's got to be locked away. Dolly Parton also needed a second dressing room.
For booze? Extra booze?
Sadly, no. Also not for her mysterious husband. For her wigs.
Oh, I love that.
I mean, how many wigs do you need, though, for a half-an-hour appearance on a show?
I guess, like, her stylists would put out options, and you've got to match it with the outfit. So if you have those bobbleheads with, like, 4 different wigs on it, you want to look at the mannequins and really be able to take your pick.
That is spot spot on. If I was that famous, I would have a second dressing room just for my Diet Cokes.
Oh, yeah.
And I wouldn't even drink them. I'd just go in there and kiss them all over
Just
and lick
look at
them.
them.
And, yeah, just love them. What would you have in yours?
I can't say it on air.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Oh, yes. T-Swizzle is in Australia and everything is good in the world. Last night I woke up at about 1 o'clock in the morning, sleepless, and I wondered why, and it's because Taylor Swift had just touched down, and I looked out my window and I saw the moon on the horizon, and I sang this song to myself.
The night wind starts to sing a
Lonesome lullaby.
It helps
to think we're sleeping underneath the same big sky. Yes, my queen and saviour. We are breathing the same air. It is a great day.
I wonder where she'd be, visiting today here in Melbourne, or would she just be hiding in a hotel room?
Jet lag, she'll be in the hotel room.
Damn.
Maybe going to a day spa or something. I mean, why wouldn't you? I've got an update for the weather if you're wondering what to wear, because people are flying in from everywhere.
Yes.
Tomorrow night, the first night of the Eras Tour, a high of 25 degrees during the day.
Yeah.
And a low of 13 with zero chance of rain. So it means that you can wear your lavender haze fur and you don't need to worry about
Okay.
it. You know, that's what it means. It means that.
Good.
It means maybe the sequined bodice that you were planning on wearing will be a bit chilly, but do it anyway.
But it's for Taylor. Surely you just tough it out.
Of course you do. Of course.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
Look, is it just me, or does he clearly say, I like choc tops in a parking lot?
Is that not what he says?
Is it choc tops? Because I would like one.
Chrissy's Quizzy.
I mean, why would he be singing about choc tops, though?
Yeah, I think it might
I
be
mean,
something
they
else.
are the finest of ice creams.
I had one last night.
What do you get?
I
Do you
had-
get boysenberry or vanilla or...
Oh, vanilla. I do not need a berry in my ice cream, thank you.
Really?
Gross. Yeah, just a classic vanilla. Mwah.
Oh, God, they're so good, aren't they? Do you love a choc top, Laurie?
Oh, I love a choc top.
Are you a
Who doesn't?
boysenberry girl or a vanilla girl?
No, I like actually the mint one.
Oh, I love a mint one too.
Yeah.
So good.
Carrie, what's your favourite choc top?
Oh, definitely salted caramel.
I knew you were going to say that. I nearly said it before, and then I thought I'm going to leave it to Carrie because you sound like a salted caramel girl.
Absolutely.
Now, very exciting news. Not only is there a bum bag up for grabs today, it has tickets to the new Cirque du Soleil show in it.
Luzia.
And every time I hear that word in the back of my mind, this is how my brain works, Laurie and Carrie. Every time, Jack, say the name of the show.
Luzia.
All I hear is lose yourself in the music the moment you own it.
I mean, it sounds nothing like that.
And I've just broken my necklace, which, means something from the gods. Bum bag up for grabs. Your names are your buzzers. Laurie and Carrie, we're going to have to have our ears peeled because they're very similar names. Best of 5, you know how it works, and I cannot find my sheet.
Question number 1. Have mine,
Question number
Swanee.
1. I'm all over the shop because, Taylor's, just in case you haven't heard. Taylor's in town, ladies.
Hey, we've got to have a moment for everyone that's not a Taylor fan and how much they must be, hating their lives. Because it's all anyone's talking about.
They need to have a good hard look at themselves because
Why?
this is a joyous time to be alive. The world is coming together in the spirit of love and joy and melancholy lyrics.
You got, the melancholy bits, right?
Laurie and Carrie have been very quiet. Question number 1.
Yes.
Prime Minister Anthony Albanese announced some personal news today. What was the
Laurie.
announcement? Yes, Laurie?
His engagement.
Yes. He asked his girlfriend to marry him on Valentine's Day, which I feel is a little bit tacky.
It's giving that Charlie XCX marketing meeting. Everyone sat in the boardroom for a week being like, what's Albo going to do next?
Agreed. Question number 2. 11 years ago today, this song was released. Remember this live, Jack?
Incredible.
Oh my God, what a voice. Does anybody know who sings that?
Laurie.
Yes, Laurie.
Sam Smith.
The great Sam Smith. Question number 3. Do we do a score check, Hollywood?
2 points to Laurie. Laurie, this next question is for the win. Carrie, I still believe in you.
When in the kitchen, apart from me, extra virgin refers to what?
Carrie.
Carrie?
Olive oil.
Correct.
She's on the scoreboard.
And here's a little thing. If you ever see the word EVOO, EVOO, on a menu and you don't know what it is, it's extra virgin olive oil.
Oh, I like that. I did not know that, and I have seen that.
EVOO. That's what it is, extra virgin olive oil.
EVOO. Remember the other day you had to ask us what EV was, which was also a fair question. Electric vehicle.
An electric vehicle. And I have an electric vehicle. What an idiot. Question number 4. Which Australian city is currently experiencing an asbestos issue?
Laurie.
Yes, Laurie, for the win.
Sydney.
Yes. God, I hope Pink and Taylor and Blink-182 and Travis and Courtney all steer clear of the playground.
I know, right? And I reckon Willow, she'd be rolling in that mulch.
Of course.
She's a go-getter, that Willow.
She's 35. She doesn't do that stuff anymore. You got the bum bag and the tickets to this new Cirque du Soleil show.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
This is not a drill. Ticketek have just released more tickets to the Taylor Swift Eras Tour. Available now.
No, available at 4 p.m, Swanee.
4 p.m, okay.
And only in Melbourne at this stage. Go to the Ticketek website, though. The information's there. I would say that she's currently building the stage, right? Her team. Yes. I wonder if they've realised in the G that they can fit an extra 10 rows.
That is so Taylor to say get more people in here.
4 p.m, they go on sale.
Swans sweeping statements.
What's your unpopular opinion? What's the thing that you say that people look at you with like the wide-eyed emoji face? Like, what? Are you serious? 13 24 10, give us a call.
What is your sweeping statement, Swanee?
Mine that fits that very description is this. My favourite phone calls are scammer phone calls.
Really?
Yes. If my phone rings and I don't recognise the number or it's a private number, my kids and I turn down the television, all gather round before I can answer it, and then we answer it together and just enjoy the ride.
But what if it's like a publicist or friend you don't want to hear from? That's what makes me nervous.
Yeah, well, that's true. That doesn't happen. Nobody calls me apart from scammers and my kids.
Okay.
But they are joy. And we play with them and we giggle and sometimes I have to put them on mute because we're all laughing.
At what point do you get bored? Are we talking 2 minutes, 5 minutes? Like, how long do the kids want to engage?
Great question. I reckon we get all our laughs out and our cheekiness and our naughtiness, and then when it starts to feel mean, that's when I abort the mission.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
as
that's
soon as
nice.
it starts to feel... And then I look in the kids' faces of sort of a bit crestfallen. And I'm like, yeah, okay, we've gone too far here. Hang up.
Peg's calling you racist.
Yeah, I know. 13 24 10, give us a call. What's your sweeping statement? What's yours, Jack?
My sweeping statement is everything good happens after midnight. I'm so sick of hearing people say nothing good happens after midnight, get home. Nothing good happens after midnight. Mate, everything good happens after midnight.
As if you remember anything that happens after
I do.
midnight.
Some of my best memories.
Think of one.
No, but like, I'll get back to you. I'll think of them in the songs and then I'll deliver them.
You can't remember.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
All roads lead to Taylor Swift, and just community service announcement, more tickets to the Melbourne shows are being released by Ticketek in 27 minutes.
Swans sweeping statements.
Now, sweeping statements. I love scam callers and I love scam emails from on Instagram. I had a lovely little discussion with someone that was trying to get my credit card details to give me a psychic reading. I give them nothing.
Right.
They're like, do you see numbers? Nah. Are you a spiritual person? Not really.
No.
Are you? So there's my sweeping statement. I love a scam call. And you, Jack?
I think everything good happens after midnight. You often hear that trope of nothing good happens after midnight, get home, come for a night out with me, everything good happens after midnight.
I strongly and vehemently disagree with that. Jayla, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. What is your sweeping statement?
I believe that TV shows are better than movies.
Do you?
I like it.
I think that might be. How old are you, Jayla?
I'm 16.
You're 16. See, I reckon that's because TV shows are shorter. And I reckon, like, no offense to teenagers, but I feel like the world that they live in has meant that their attention span has atrophied.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
I reckon because also I am a teenager in my brain and I feel like that has happened to me too.
Do you prefer TV shows now?
Yeah, I find it very hard. I force myself to go and see films, but I get really fidgety because, you know, I'm used to 30-second grabs on Instagram,
Yeah, of
you know.
course. Caroline, what is your sweeping statement?
Mine is that I love coriander. It goes with everything.
I agree with you, Caroline.
Really? No one else does.
You know what? Have you heard? Do you know why?
Why?
Like you know that it's like a genetic biological thing.
Is it?
Yes.
So I'm special?
So, well, no. 2 out of 3, I think. I don't know what the stats are, but there are the people that don't like coriander taste it differently in their mouths. Yes. It tastes like soap to them, but it tastes like heaven to us. So aren't we lucky?
We are very lucky. That means we get to eat more.
Caroline, can I just ask you another question? It's maybe a bit personal. So you like coriander, you're in that little Venn diagram. Does your wee smell after you eat asparagus?
Do you know what? I've never smelt it. Maybe it does. I don't know.
No.
I don't think so.
Trust me, Caroline. If you had eaten asparagus, you would know if your wee smells. So you are in. So 1 out of 3 people don't get smelly wee when they have asparagus. You are one of those, Caroline.
I was shocked when you told me that on the weekend, Swanee, because I just thought it happened to everybody.
No, it doesn't. We are the chosen ones.
It's so gross.
Lara, what is your sweeping statement?
Skinny jeans are better than baggy jeans.
Oh, amen, girlfriend.
No.
And you know that skinny jeans are out, Lara. Not that we listen to what anyone else thinks. Are you still going to wear? Are you still going to wear skinny jeans?
Yeah, I only have skinny jeans.
Can you still buy them, Lara? Like, I don't even see them in the shops anymore.
You can still buy them.
Of course you can. At places with slogans like fashion that clicks. Fiona, let's finish with you. What is your sweeping statement?
I really, really hate potatoes.
Like,
Fiona, what do you mean?
I don't like them. I don't like them mashed, boiled, baked. I can't eat.
But
I hate them.
What about fries?
If they're really thin and they're cooked really well, they taste different and they're okay. But everything like wedges.
What about thick cut chips? What about potato cakes? What about potato gems? What about duck fat roast spuds? What about hash browns?
No.
Fiona, we are never, ever, ever.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
You've got 10 minutes before Ticketek open up the next tickets.
Yes, if you haven't heard in the last hour, they've revealed there are new seats available, but only for Melbourne at the MCG this weekend.
Let's go clicking.
Chrissy's clickbait.
I mean, big world events like Taylor Swift.
Hey, I hope she doesn't sing that last song at the concert this weekend. I've just got to say it.
How very dare you.
I've just got to say it. I love her music. I do. There's a couple of albums that are great, but that song was awful. And I just need to put it out there on record.
But you're not very romantic. That was a romantic
Loving you is rare. Yeah. Like, come on, mate. Cruel Summer is where it's at.
You are going to be.
I'm going to be in trouble for saying it, but I just had to get it off my chest.
That's fair. No, that's fair. You can't love them all. You can't love them all. I don't like No Body, No Crime.
What's that on?
On Evermore.
Oh.
It's the one. So every time I say that Folklore is my favourite album, I feel sad for Evermore. Because Evermore, it's so close.
Yeah.
But Evermore has No Body, No Crime on it. And I'd skip it.
Damn.
I do not like it. So Evermore, even though it's got so many gorgeous songs.
That one's not for you.
That one's not for me, so it comes in second. Anyway, we digress. People are doing the dirty. They're doing wrong by Swifties.
Why?
Listen to this Airbnb story. This is so naughty. Interstate Swifties have organised accommodation well in advance on Airbnb.
Yeah.
Everything's great. Everything's exciting. All booked in. They get a message months ago, by the way. They get a message last week saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry, but the place," from the owners of the place, "we're cleaning the carpets. And you can't stay here. Please cancel your booking. And I'm so sorry." Then, which the Airbnb guest did, got a refund. Then was looking around for somewhere else to stay. Saw the same place that she just cancelled for double the price.
Savvy. I mean, dogs.
I hope that you were saying savage there, not savvy.
No, that's dog, man.
That is dog. Oh my God. When I first read this, I heard my son's voice in my head going, "That's dog." And then you said it.
Yeah, it's dog. And also these Swifties, they're young. Like, they've saved up their cash to spend to come to Melbourne to see her. Don't do this to them.
Don't do that.
And they can't get into hotels anymore. And if they can, they're $1,200 a night.
Maybe we should have done like a Nova billeting service.
Yes.
You know, remember all those terrible, depressing camps that you'd go on at school and you were billeted in someone's family and it was the most depressed you've ever been in your whole life? We should talk about that next week.
We should have turned the Nova radio station into just like school camp with like sleeping bags everywhere.
Oh my God, we should have.
Marina would not have allowed it.
No,
though.
she would not have allowed it. Or legals.
Yeah, true.
All right, moving on to single people all over the world. They have had enough of apps, Jack. They have had enough of apps. Have you even heard of apps?
The apps, yeah, I'm on one.
Are you?
Yeah, I'll
that
tell you about it.
surprises me.
Yeah, I'm on one of them. Yeah. Actually, no, I'm on two.
Are you?
Yes, yeah. I'm on two of the apps.
God, you would be savage. On the ones that you're on, do you swipe?
Yes,
You
on
would
one
just
of them.
be bang, 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 bang.
No, I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
Maybe like
You're
one out of
picky.
10 I will swipe right to.
And is swipe right good?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think people are going old school because look at this headline. Young Aussies are signing up to running clubs in order to find dates.
What was my first sweeping statement of this year?
That run clubs suck.
They suck. I love running, but you just don't need to do it in club and you don't need to post about it on Strava and upload a screenshot to Instagram.
I know. It's very easy to hate on this sort of thing, and I get it because signing up to a club of any sort sounds like fresh hell to me. And then running seems so virtuous and stuff. But think about this. Back in the day, how did you meet people when you didn't have a phone in your hand?
At the bar.
You joined clubs and did crafts and polka dot dancing and...
Wow.
Now check this out.
The Chrissy Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.